Right. Good morning, everyone. This is Friday, so for today, I have planned a little revitalizing session, so re-energizing to get some energy back after the end of the week. And today is our first HD lesson, so hopefully you can see me and hear me better. Thank you so much for sticking with me when the quality was terrible. Really, thank you for your patience. As you can see in the background, we've got this little thing now, which allows us to get internet from satellite, so we should be much better. But I'm waiting on your feedback to let me know how that went. So let's start together. We're going to start a little bit differently today to get going quickly. It's not really warm here today either, so let's get moving a little bit quicker. We're going to do a little warm-up session, but not on our back. We're going to start on our knees. We're going to start in child's pose, so you can sit up. Sorry, I've got a tractor in the background, so you can hear. You can sit up onto your feet and take your knees slightly apart. We're going to walk the hands forwards. And you can just come down, release on your forearms, release the head down. We're going to try to gently lower the body as much as possible. So release the abdomen down towards your legs. Release the shoulders. And we're going to bring all of our awareness and focus here in this posture. So you can start your breathing. I think we're going to wait for a minute. Getting better. So focus on your breathing, let your breath come to you. We're going to stay here for a little while, so take your time, just breathe in gently. See if you can relax completely in this posture. So what we want is for all the muscles to be completely released and soft, so you're not engaging any muscle in your body. You want to breathe in and out through your lower back, so gently pushing your tailbone down towards your feet. And at the same time, you can gently tuck the chin into the chest, rounding the neck to keep the spine really nice and stretched during the posture. We're going to go a little bit further by bringing the arms around. So you can bring the knees in closer to each other. Bring the arms around. See, have your hands just by the feet. Keep the head forward, chin tucked under, and keep on pushing the tailbone into the feet. Make sure to release here. Let's take some deep breath in. Exhale deeply. And on the next inhale, we can walk our hands into all fours. So hands just below the shoulders. Knees hip distance apart, feet parallel, flat on your on the mat. And we're going to start by inhaling, lifting the tailbone up and the chin up. Exhale, we tuck them under. Well, it's not the tractor, it's the dogs. So put the chin in and tailbone under, around the spine. And again, inhale, gently arch the back. Take the time. Do not do this too rapidly. So really take the time to build into the posture. Don't force on your back. Just let it go as far as it allows you for now. So gently And exhale, push the belly up to the spine, stretching the spine as much as you can. Do not do like me, do not turn your head around. Keep the spine really straight. And we're going to do a couple more of these to warm up the back. Gently bring some more space and elasticity into the spine before we start. Keep following your own breath. And let's inhale back to the center. We're going to go to the side, but make sure your back is nice and flat before we do. So tuck the tailbone under into a neutral position. We inhale here. Exhale, we take the head and the tailbone to one side. Inhale back to the center. Exhale to the opposite side. This should allow you to stretch on the side of your spine, so straight your vertebra onto each side. You should feel an opening. And see if you can take it a little bit further as you go, but don't forget, every time you come back to the center, make sure the back is flat again by tucking the tailbone under. Let's do a couple more. See if we can start from different places. So starting from higher up in your spine. And then maybe lower down as well, using different parts of the spine. And we're going to come back to the center here. We're going to stay in the same position. If it's uncomfortable for your knees, remember you can put some more padding, such as a blanket, or fold your mats in half and place it under your knees. And when you're ready, you can inhale the right arm and the left leg up. Let's try to keep the body nice and straight in this one. Exhale, back down. Inhale, we do the opposite side, left arm, right leg. So don't take the leg too far, keep it in the alignment with your back. And again, we follow our own breath on this one. Inhale, opposite leg and arm together, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, the opposite sides. Let's keep going for a few breaths. You can follow your own rhythm, your own breath on this one. Look forward past your fingertips, engage your core and your leg muscles, and lengthen yourself from the tip of your fingers to the tip of your toes. A few more, keep going. And we'll do 2 more on each side after this one. Lift the belly up. Keep the arm and leg in alignment with the spine as much as possible. And let's come back to the center. We're going to do a last one on each side, but this time we're going to grab the leg up. So inhale, right arm, left leg. Bring the right arm around, bend the left leg, and see if you can grab hold of this leg. If you cannot, don't worry, you will work your way into it. Just stay in the posture where we were before, with the leg and the arm up. Let's take a nice deep breath here, and let's release. We'll do the opposite side. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Bring the left arm around and the right leg, and see if we can lift this up. Take a nice deep breath here. And let's release. Let's go back directly into a child's pose. Bring the feet together. Don't move the knees. Just sit down. Sit back on your heels and release the back and the arms forward. Let's take another few breaths here. See if you can walk your fingertips further, but do not move the buttocks. Keep it onto the heels. I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, I skipped a day yesterday. I had technical problems. Our internet went down and I wasn't able to come online, unfortunately. So I'm happy to be able to do one today, and we'll start again next week, every day of the week. Alright, let's take a couple more breaths here, see if we can stretch even more the lower spine. And then we're going to come forward onto all fours again. And this time we're going to place the right foot forward. So just next to your right hand. And we're going to go down here into a dolphin lunge. So bring your right arm on the other side, on the inside of your leg. And you can either stay here, see if you can lower yourself down, because this lunge is all about opening the hip and the hip joint. If you can't, if you have to stay here, that's absolutely fine, as long as you're comfortable. And if you want to go even further, for those who are comfortable doing that, you can place your toes under your left foot, lift the left leg up, and stay into a lifted lunge. And again, we can see if we can lower ourselves down. You can also move forward like I'm doing, gently releasing the hip joints, opening up. Keep on breathing deeply here and come out as soon as this is too much for you. Or do just one last breath. And to come out, we first come up onto the hands, bring the left knee back down, and we can gently bring that right leg back. Do the same thing on the other side. So inhale, we're going to bring the left foot forward. Place the left arm on the inside of that left leg. And again, gently opening the hip and the hip joints, the hip flexors. And you can either stay here, maybe lower yourself down a little bit. You can push the knee out to the side. Or for those who want to go a little further into a more advanced posture, you can tuck your toes under the right foot and come up into a high lunge. And this time we can see if we can go a little bit lower as well. And feel free to gently rock forward to engage more. Couple more breaths here. And let's release. We're going to bring the right knee back down first, and then the left knee, feet together, and straight back into a child's pose. Alright, now coming forward again. We're going to go onto our side. Lower yourself down. Come onto your right side first. Let's place the right arm down. So we want to have the elbow straight under the shoulder. Make sure you're lifting up. So I don't want to see any collapsing onto the arm. Just lift the side up. We're going to use the left fingertips to keep ourselves grounded, or you can place your hand onto your hip if you prefer, whatever feels right for you. And we're just going to start by lifting the left leg up gently, just to warm up. Remember to keep the shoulder just above the elbow, not any further. Let's keep doing this. A few more. Engage the core as well. And let's bring it back down. You don't have to go too far. This is really just to warm up your legs and knees. Let's bring the foot into the back. Grab hold of it. We want to keep the knees together and gently stretch the quads here. So if you can push your shoulder back as you do it. Try to bring your foot even closer to your buttocks if you can. We can release here. We're going to bring that leg up, so bend the knee. Grab hold of your foot towards the front this time. And see if you can gently stretch that leg up. If you can't, stay where you are. But see if you can gently push it up, straighten it. Get a nice deep stretch here. Remember to keep that shoulder up. Again, it's a nice way to gently open up the hips, warm up joints and ligaments. We'll do another deep breath here. And you can release, you can come down onto your belly for a breath. Before we do the other side. Alright, so for the other side, let's turn onto our left side this time. Elbows just under the shoulder. And you can place your right fingertips down or onto your hips as you prefer. And we're going to lift that right leg up. Let's do it 10 times. Again, you don't have to take it too far, as long as you're feeling your workout. Got 2 more. And the last one. Let's grab hold of the right foot and the right hand. See if we can bring it further to the back. Keep those knees together. And remember to lift the shoulder up. And a little bit closer. And release. Let's come down onto the belly for another breath here. And we're going to come back to all fours. And this time we're going to go up. So let's start by tucking our toes and push up into a downward facing dog. The first dog of the morning. Remember, you can take your time. Feel free to keep the knees bent. You might even feel more comfortable bending the arms. Just let the body gently get used to the posture and find your own alignment. You can bend one leg after the other. Either sort of walk your legs or just keep one bent for a while. Really take your time. You can use this moment as well to just assess how your body is feeling. If you feel any aches and pains this morning, any tensions anywhere. And maybe this is the time to see if we can release those tensions gently. And then after another breath, on the next inhale, we're just going to walk our feet forwards towards the hand until they are at the front edge of your mat and you are in a forward bend. You can keep the knees bent. Again, for the first one, we're going to take it easy. You can grab hold of your hands behind your legs, release the head down. Let's take a few breaths here. Let's just let the gravity take you even further forward and down. And then we're going to push. So release the arms. We're going to push onto both legs. Make sure these knees are really bent. And come up really slowly and gently, vertebra by vertebra. The head is up last. I'm going to need a sip of tea before I go on, but let's come to the front edge of the mat. Let's keep warming up a little bit. So we can start by rolling the shoulders back. Remember, nice big circles. Push them down and lift them up as far as you can. You might hear them crack and crunch a little bit. That's fine, just releasing the tensions. Let's do the same thing forward. It doesn't feel as comfortable, but the more you do it and the easier it becomes. All right, and we're gonna do a little bit of the arms, so we can inhale the arms up. Let's look up, and on the exhale, we're gonna take one down, one forward, one back, and take your gaze towards the back hand. And we're trying to keep the shoulders on the same line. So inhale, back up. Exhale, we do the same thing. One arm forward, one arm back. Ideally, they should be horizontal. And again, inhale up. Exhale down. Try to keep your body in the center. Shoulders on the same line, so bring them back towards the neck. Let's do one more here. And on the next one, we're going to increase the difficulty a little bit. So let's bring both arms up and push up onto tiptoes. Exhale, we bring the arms down. Turn your gaze to the back. Make sure to correct your front arm if it's not in the right place. And let's do this a little bit more dynamically. So inhale up, push up on tiptoes. Exhale down. And again, inhale up, exhale down. Take your time, push up, engage all of your core and legs to come up. Exhale, come down gently. Let's do a couple more. And again, lengthen yourself when you come up. And last one. Okay, release those arms. You might want to shake them a bit. Get rid of those tensions. And let's start a little vinyasa or flow sequence. So that's going to be our session today. We're going to do a nice energizing flow. We're going to keep the postures flowing, so following a breath. So do it in your own pace though. You don't have to follow my exact pace, but make sure that you're comfortable with your own posture. Do not push it. And just try to enjoy it really. So it's a nice way to start the day. Let's start together on the front edge of our mat. We're going to keep the feet parallel. We're going to take a deep breath in. Look up, bring the arms up. See if you can slightly go back, engaging your core. In, exhale, release all the way down. Release the head down. Keep the hands down onto your legs. Then inhale, look forward. Walking your hands up onto your legs. Bring the back horizontal. We're going to bring the arms forward as well, parallel to the ears. Breathe here deeply. See if you can keep those legs straight. Push the knees back. And exhale, release. Bring the hands back to your legs. Release the lower back and the upper body. Then placing the fingertips onto the mat. We're going to inhale, step the right foot back. Look forward. Lower the shoulders down. And place the hands down. Let's step the right foot back into a downward facing dog. Let's take a few breaths here. Take your time to find your posture and your alignment. Let's see if we can gently push the upper body back towards the legs. Bring the shoulders in together. Push the heels down into your mat. And deep breath here. On the next inhale, we come forward into a plank or chaturanga. We go down. You can bring the knees down first if you prefer. Release all the way. Bring the forehead down. And inhale, push up into a cobra. So only the chest off the mat for now. Look up. Exhale, release. Inhale, push up all the way into child's pose. So take 2 breaths here. Inhale, come forward into all fours. Tuck your feet under and push up into a downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. See if you can go even further in your posture. Gently straighten arms and legs. Push the heels down. You can keep on walking those hills one by one. And this time we're going to inhale. The right leg up. Remember to keep the hips down. Exhale, come forward. Knee in between the hands. And release that knee down onto your mat. We're going to step that left leg back. So gently walk that left leg back. This is our pigeon posture. So we're going to walk our hands forward, maybe even come down onto forearms if we can. Release the head here. So remember, we're trying to keep the hips down as much as we can. So gently push your left hip down towards the mat. Make sure your right foot is out of the way. So we're going to try to really push ourselves down into your mat. Release the tension that you can feel into your right leg. Using your breath, so gently breathing deeply. And again, for the pigeon posture, we want to hold the pose a little bit longer than usual to really release the muscles. So we keep on breathing. You can keep on walking your hands forward, readjusting yourself if you're uncomfortable. We'll take 3 more breaths here. See if you can release even deeper. This is an excellent stretch for any lower back pain issue or sciatica, but I'll do a special session on that next week probably. You can come up, walking your hands back to the center, then we're going to tuck the toes under the left foot and coming up onto the left knee so we can gently take that right knee back into all fours. Here we're going to go back up into a downward facing dog. Take a few more breaths here. Then let's step the right foot forward. We want the heels to be on the same line. The back foot is at a slight angle. Make sure you're keeping that front leg straight and directly release the head down above your right leg. The hands are on the same line on either side of your leg. And then we're going to come up into a warrior 2 posture. So if you bring the arms up and out to the sides, then we're going to bend that front leg. You can walk that front foot slightly because we don't want the knee to go further than the heel. So knees on the same line as your heel. Then you can adjust your arms, gently checking if they're on the same line. They should be horizontal or slightly up, fingertips pointing up. And then let's see if we can lower the shoulders. Turn your gaze past your right fingertips and keep a strong posture into your warrior pose. Good pose for the Friday. We're going to do a slight variation on this posture. So if you gently lower your left arm to your left leg, lift that right arm up, take your gaze up to your right hand, and you can come forward, and we're going to go down this time. So straighten that front leg, keep your arms where they are stretched out, come forward and lower that right arm down onto your leg. This is our triangle posture, or Trikonasana. You can also just take your hand down to your mat. If you have a support that you're using at home, such as a block, you can place your hand onto your block and lift the head up towards your left hand. What we want here is to open that left side, so gently twist, lift the hip up. Make sure this is nice and flat so you can see the triangle posture and that the arms are on the same line, shoulders aligned as well. See if you can release the neck slightly to keep it soft. And to release, we're going to start by bringing that left arm down. Just keep it down next to your right foot, and we're going to step the left foot forward. So big step forward. Release into a forward bend. You can keep the knees bent. Release the upper body down. Make sure to tuck that tailbone under so you're really stretching the spine here. Taking care of your lower back. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. You can grab hold of your ankles or grab hold of your hands behind your legs. Just make sure you release here. Round the back and gently exhale through the spine. Releasing the vertebra one by one. And we're going to come up, so release the arms, keep these knees bent, and take your time. We're going to stretch the spine up really slowly on the inhale, bringing the arms up as well, and all the way, bringing the hands together, exhale down, bring those hands onto your heart. We can take a deep breath here. And we'll start the other series together. So let's keep her posture. Gently tuck the tailbone under. Inhale, take a deep breath in, look up. Slightly go back, engage. Exhale, forward and down, all the way, release the head down. Feel free to keep these knees slightly bent. Grab hold of your ankles, legs or hands just behind the legs. Lower yourself down even more, round the lower back. And placing your hands onto your legs, walk them up. Bring this back horizontal. Push the hips back, straighten his legs, look forward. And inhale, the arms horizontal as well. Just next to the ears, keep on breathing here. Legs are nice and straight. Exhale down, release. Keep those legs straight if you can. Then placing the fingertips down, we step the right leg back into a lunge. Look forward, push the shoulders down. The knee doesn't go further away than the heel, remember. Heel just under the knee. And then placing both hands, we can step the left foot back into a downward facing dog. Let's go a little further this time. So let's push the heels down into the mat. Lift the hips up towards the sky. This way you can even push further the abdomen further towards the legs to be in a nice triangle shaped posture with the whole body. Make sure to lift the weight of your arms so it's not completely on your arms. Let's take a couple more breaths here, and then we're going to lift the left leg up. We're going to bring the left knee forward in between the hands and release it down. Release that right leg down. Step it back slightly so you can bring the right hip down even more. Make sure that left foot is out of the way. Then come forward. See if you can maybe release the forearms down. Keep on pressing that right hip forward into your mat. And we're going to go back to our pigeon posture for a few breaths. Take your time here. Let's release using the breath. Make sure to release the tension into your left leg. Embrace the stretch here. Gently soften the body. You might even be able to walk your hands further or release the head down a little bit further. We've got 2 more breaths here. Take some deep breaths in. And on the next inhale, we can walk the hands back to the center. Tuck the toes under that right foot. Come onto your right knee. Slide that left leg back. Push up into your downward facing dog. And again, let's correct our alignment. So hands and feet on the same line on either side. They should be in line with your hips and knees as well. See if we can push back. See if we can straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Bring the shoulders in together. Tuck the tailbone under. Make sure to keep the knees soft, so don't hesitate to bend them slightly, just to make sure they're not locked. And take a deep breath here. We're going to come forward into a plank. So forward onto your hands, hold here, then exhale, release down, release onto your arms, or bring the knees down and release all the way. Forehead down, palms just below the shoulders. We push up into the inhale. This time let's push up a little further and let's go into an upward facing dog. Look up. Come down on the exhale, release the forehead, and let's push up on the next inhale into a child's pose. Walk back onto your heels, sit here and release the arms forwards, stretching the spine before you release for a couple breaths. Let's come back into all fours on our next inhale. We're almost done. Tuck your toes under. Push up into a downward facing dog. This is our last one. So let's go all into this one. Lift the hips. Walk your feet one by one. You can go on to a 3-legged dog, lifting one leg up after the other. And we'll take a last deep breath here. And then we're going to place a right foot and the left foot onto the same line, stepping the left foot forward. The back foot is at a slight angle. Your front foot is pointing forward. And we're going to go into a nice forward stretch by placing the fingertips just on either side of the foot and releasing the head down. Both legs are straight on this one. And here we come up into a warrior 2 or Virabhadrasana 2. So we're going to inhale the arms up, then take them out to the side, horizontal. So remember, we're going to bend that front leg. We don't want the knee to go further than the heels, so for that we might have to just step that front foot forward even more. Just walk your foot forward, take the arms out. Just correct that they're on the same line. Fingers can be pointing up slightly. You want to lower the shoulders down. Lower the hips, but keep your body in the center. Don't go forward. Just keep yourself in the center. Very nice. Let's take a last deep breath into a warrior two posture for today. Feel strong. And let's do the little variation. You can bring the right arm down. Inhale that left arm up. Lift your leg up slightly as well. Look up towards your left hand. This is called the sun warrior. You can release, and we're going to take these arms forward. So straighten that front leg. Keep your arms out. Come forward. Place that left hand down onto your leg. And let's lift that right arm up into a Trikonasana triangle posture. You might be able to bring the head down onto the hands down onto your mat as well, or on your support if you have a support that you're using. Make sure to open here, gently lifting the hip up. If you're too far, you might have to bring your foot slightly closer. Might be a bit easier for you. And let's come out to the posture. Bring that right arm down. Turn forward towards your front foot. And we're going to step the right foot forwards. In between the hands. Coming back into a forward bend. Release the upper body here. You can place your hands onto your ankles. Pull yourself further forward. Make sure to gently keep the hip forward and bring the upper body down. Tuck that tailbone under, stretch the lower back. We're going to push up to come up, so bend your knees, release the arms. Inhale, come up. Look up towards your fingertips, bring those hands together. And exhale down onto your heart. Let's take a last deep breath here. All right. This was a sequence for today. We're going to go down into a little relaxation now. After this strong warm-up, I'm just going to grab my jumper because it is a bit chilly. So before going to relaxation, feel free to grab a blanket or anything you want to cover yourself with. And you can sit down onto your mat. Stretch your legs in front of you. And we're going to walk the hands back. So toes are pointing out to the side. You can just release those legs. You can keep the knees really soft as well. Let's walk these hands down. Release the arms to the side. We can wiggle the shoulders so that shoulder blades are nice and flat. Same thing with the lower back. Gently wiggle the lower back, moving the hips from side to side until it's completely flat. Release your hands, the fingers are soft, palms facing up to the ceiling. Make sure the shoulders are completely down on the mat. And let's go into Savasana together, into a relaxation. We're going to start by closing the eyes. And start by withdrawing the senses, so turning them inwards, which means we're going to stop paying attention to the surrounding environment and focus exclusively onto your breath to start with. Let's bring all of your attention into your breathing. We're going to breathe in deeply through the nose, exhaling through the nose as well, and start by slowing down the breath just ever so slightly after each breath. So breathing in for longer and exhaling for longer as well and deeper. And little by little, breath becomes slower and steadier. When you're starting to feel more grounded, you're starting to feel all the tensions just releasing and going out of your body. You're starting to feel yourself become softer and lighter. Or you might feel like you're becoming like melting into the ground and into your mat. Keep releasing all these tensions as you breathe out. Keep the breath as slow and steady as the waves washing off the shore. And once you feel that the whole body has surrendered, then you can bring your attention to your mind to do exactly the same thing. Keep your mind steady. Release all the thoughts. Just let them go. Let the breath wash them away. Let's take this moment here for ourselves in the present without thinking of anything else. Just for a few breaths. of this relaxation and meditation. Very slowly, we're going to start just taking our senses out onto the outward again. Paying attention to your surrounding environment. There might be sounds or the feeling, sensation of the floor beneath you. And then we can start by moving the fingers and toes to bring the movement back into the body. We're going to roll onto our right side when we're ready. We can take a breath here. We can keep our eyes closed as well for a little while longer. Then let's push up with the left hand. Come into a comfortable seated position. We can place the hands onto the knees or on top of each other, on top of your feet. And we're just going to finish this lovely Friday practice or class with a 3 mantra Om. So we're going to take 3 deep breaths together, and on the exhale, we're going to let the sound Om come out. Let's start on the first one together. Deep breath in. Then let's bring our hands together onto the heart. You can lower the chin. And exhale deeply. You can release your hands, open up your eyes. Thank you very much all for following this practice today and maybe following me all week as well. Let's meet here again on Monday morning. So have a wonderful weekend, and hopefully you will have a weather as lovely as today for lovely practice. On Monday, it will be 6 a.m. UK time, 7 a.m. French time again. So thank you so much. Please send me all your comments or messages, and I'll see you Monday. Have a lovely weekend.